Fund launches a token with potential airdrop for users. We have a surprise airdrop claim from a project we originally thought was a scam. ICOs might be back, and so much more. Let's get started immediately. Starting with Diamante, this might actually not be a scam. This is apparently Abu Dhabi royal family backing, and they're doing something with quantum resistant layer 1s. Apparently with quantum computing, everything is going to be decrypted and nothing is going to be safe online. So quantum resistance is hot thing out there for a couple of weeks and months now. So if this actually ends up being true, only about 600,000 wallets have claimed this. So similar numbers to Arbitrum. If it launches around $1, it's going to be crazy. Just keep in mind that huge red flag is that token generation event is in a couple days. They still don't have tokenomics, or at least I couldn't find it in my due diligence. So again, be very careful. If you claim this way back when, you cannot claim this anymore. But if you claimed before, just be very careful when you're actually getting the tokens and doing the final procedures regarding this. All right, moving into AI. So as you can see on cookie.fun, we can see that the market caps have bottomed out for the most part between 6 to 7 billion. This is of course down considerably from the 20 billion that we've had only a couple of weeks ago. And you can see that Solana and Base market caps are borderline equal. At one point at the peak, Solana was putting in the numbers of about 3 or 4 times the amounts that Base did. So if you're just completely new and want to get started, the first thing you should do is to go on cookie.fun, which is basically DeFi Llama of AI agents. Here you will see the most mindshare, most market cap differences, and most important relevant information to get started the right way. For example, the easiest thing you can do is to go to 1, 2, and 3, first 3 pages of this whole website, and just see, okay, Fartcoin is the most dominant mindshare. Okay, go to X, find out what Fartcoin is. Okay, Truth Terminal's first original meme coin created by AI. Interesting. No execution risk, nothing. Then you go to ARK. Okay, ARK, agent launchpad on Solana, utilizing something on Rust. Very, very interesting. SNI, first swarm mechanisms, up considerably because of NVIDIA backing. Well, partnership announcement, something with NVIDIA. Anyway, this is what caused the huge price ramp. So if you just want to get started, you want to invest in something sensible, you need to build a thesis, because if the idea that we're going to have AI future and 150 to maybe $500 billion market caps sounds absolutely crazy, but it's not impossible for this bull market specifically, then you should really, really develop a thesis and start with cookie.fun. Now, another great thing that they've recently integrated, of course, you also have to be careful with influencers, because you always want to be looking at what bounced the hardest when it comes to these projects. And you can see the agent launchpads, virtuals, and AI6 and Z. ARK, the same thing on Solana, has done the most since the latest dump. But again, always gotta be careful with influencers, because this guy probably has millions in ARK and now it becomes even more. So yeah, just be careful. But on cookie.fun, it is very important to know that you also have their own agent, which is giving you on-chain data. So this is basically if AXBT and Trisigma had a baby, this could be it. So yeah, very interesting, very novel. They might even have a token in the future. Well, of course, they have a token for staking, but maybe Agent Cookie is going to launch his own thing. So this is going to be very interesting. But basically, this is going to give you maybe even more detailed information and analysis. And he also does this in a swarm model. So you can actually see how he thinks in real time, how he comes to conclusions. There's like separate agents like Cookie, Lookie. It's hilarious. But yes, this is actually still, of course, managed by humans, but in the future, it might actually be much more autonomous than it is today. And it's already giving really, really important on-chain metrics and data. So yeah, we will see how it develops. Now, if you've been in crypto for a while, you probably remember the ICO craze of 2017, as well as all the CoinList listings and launches. For example, Solana, Filecoin, Arweave, Near, Immutable, all these projects actually listed on CoinList, and people who managed to get in at pre-sale prices or private sale prices, they are sitting in incredible multiples. Now, why is this important? Because we have Kinto Launchpad, who is basically bringing all of these dynamics on chain. So it's going to also be requiring KYC, unfortunately, but it is a non-custodial Sybil resistant. So this is very interesting, because on February 18th, we're actually going to have the first token sale on their platform. It's going to be for their K token, and you still have time to participate. This is all relevant because their token supply is only 10 million. And in this Dutch auction style, you're going to be able to get it for either $10 or $30, depending on what is going to be the final price based on all the bids. But eventually, we believe that it might actually reach the price of between $70 to $100, according to some metrics and very simple analysis. But most importantly, This is all, of course, risky and it might not work, but this is one of the few attempts of bringing these kinds of mechanics on chain. So if you want to be a pioneer in something exciting, interesting, this could be it. Of course, understand that there's also an airdrop in this whole theme, because you can farm Hyperliquid Season 2, and they actually have a very, very interesting user interface over here on Kinto, where you can see that you can actually do a very nice twin-on airdrop with Hyperliquid. If you're still bullish on the whole perp-dex trading being an incredible way to hopefully not get liquidated too much and learn a lot with airdrop. Of course, if you want to be early, if you want to have alpha in real time, you want to know everything before it hits YouTube, then of course you have a private Discord where we discuss all these topics in much detail, such as important dates for most important token launches. My eyes are primarily focused on this Hyper token launch on February 17, where they're going to have a public sale. Of course, we have also done a major restructuring of the Discord to make everything much more understandable, much more usable, much more easy to use. So you go on welcome, start here, and then you see if you have any questions for application, or you can see all daily videos in one place. Most important channels are always announcements and airdrop distribution. Those are always on top. We have general for just in general communication, and of course memes. And of course there's useful category where you can see the multiple wallets, you see all the tools. This one is very, very important, because here we're going to post all the dexes and bridges and everything that we are actually using to maximize our airdrop potential, just passively, just without doing any extra work. Of course, Twitter accounts, invitations, referrals, and then the ecosystems tab. This one is much simpooder to use, because now you actually have the important channels and the important stuff that you actually want to pay attention to, structured in a much simpler way to digest and to understand. And of course, the niche categories such as BRC20s and crypto gems is on the bottom as well, alongside my favorite, of course, AI agents, where I tried my best to just distill the most sensible information from AIXBT and other places and just put it all in one place so that we can have an open discussion. So if this makes sense to you as well, you can go to subscriptions page, and here you will see the monthly, yearly plans alongside the airdrop tracking application to help you keep organized. Finally, there is a 10% per month passive income NFT, which you simply hold in your wallet, and you receive 10% every month through real yield farming, courtesy of our partner, Chris. Now, we gotta talk about this pump fund madness. They have actually made over $500 million in fees to date. Absolutely crazy. They're launching a token. It's probably gonna be very, very explosive, but most exciting part is that we're probably gonna get an airdrop for simply being users of the platform in the early stages. Now, what I'm finding absolutely beyond crazy is that they've actually made 121 million in January alone, which is more than Ethereum Foundation and Tether, which is probably the biggest grossing revenue producer out there. So actually crazy. It's going to be very interesting, but we can also take a look at some competitors that we have out there. So first one that comes to mind is GoFundMemes. This is another Memecoin launchpad platform, but they're actually doing a very, very interesting tokenomics design where 100% of the revenue of the platform is going directly to GFM stakers, so their native token. So we cannot speculate on airdrop itself with this one, but we can definitely do a little of our own research and see if this is maybe a sustainable model. Some people would call it Ponzi, some would call it V3.3, some would call it many names, but in bull markets, sometimes these things that is requiring you to stake a token in order to generate revenue, if it takes off as much as Pump.fund did, then if it creates some specific value extraction tool, then yeah, sky's the limit. So good luck. Of course, do your own research, and nothing here is financial advice, but some of these platform wars are so funny to see. It's very similar to original perp dexes when GMX was the clear leader in the space and there's like a million copycats. So who knows, maybe Pump.fund is the GMX of Memecoin launches. And we will see if they get dethroned eventually. And finally, if you're bullish on abstract, there's also a Memecoin launch platform over there called Buzz.fund, because of course, every blockchain is going to have their Memecoin launcher. So yeah, we will see if this one does very, very well in the future as well. And finally, let's wrap up with some utility plays such as Tao. So if you know, Tao was actually the original AI play way back when. And most importantly, people are all super focused, hyper focused on random stuff like memes and Partcoin and other nonsense, whereas real builders are building something incredible. The tokenization of subnets actually devote past, and you actually have opportunity on February 14th to start seeing which of the projects under these subnets are going to bring the most utility and most helpful resources for the whole AI infrastructure. You'll be able to actually generate, if you're a builder, you'll be able to get so much emissions in Tau tokens by simply building something useful for the AI world. So again, this is requiring a much deeper dive in this just couple of videos, and most importantly, block runners are my main source of information for everything regarding Tau. So if you want to dive deeper into this whole mania, then make sure to check out their videos. But in short, it's going to be a very potentially virtuous cycle of liquidity, where currently about 80% of all Tau tokens are actually staked. So it is very bullish for the Tau ecosystem. It might be the Bitcoin of AI ecosystems of the future, but again, time will tell, and we will see exactly how this whole story unveils. And that is a wrap for all the topics for today. If you find the content valuable, make sure to like and subscribe with bell notifications on. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, drop them in the comment section below. We actually listen and try to make the most improvements possible for our audience, as well as our Discord members. Till next time, thanks for watching and have an amazing day.